In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to install a custom font into your Squarespace 7.1 website. Whether you've been provided with a custom font from a graphic designer who's done your brand guidelines, or you just like to use a font that's not currently supported by Squarespace by default, this guide is going to show you exactly how to use any custom font in a Squarespace website. So to get started, firstly we need to obviously obtain our font file. If you've already got one that's been provided for you, you can skip this step. I'm just going to go ahead and find a font to download from a website here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and download this font that I want to use for the demo purposes on this website. And as you can see, this is the font file that I've downloaded. The format is a .ttf or a TrueType font. You may also have a .otf font. There's a couple of different formats, but essentially this format is not ideal for embedding in a website. We need to convert that into a web compatible or web safe font. And so we're going to use a tool called Font Squirrel. I'll put the link in the description. We're going to use a tool called Font Squirrel to convert this TTF font into a web safe font. So we're going to click the Upload Fonts button, and we are going to navigate to where the font is stored on our computer, upload the font, and make sure that you have the optimal version here checked, and that you tick the box which says you are eligible for embedding the font online. Once you've ticked that box, you can then click Download Your Kit, and it will convert the font into a web-safe font. As you can see, once you open up the folder that Font Squirrel generates and downloads, you'll get a folder with a couple of different files in here and an additional folder. The only files that we're actually concerned about keeping are the .wof and the .wof2 files, so we can get rid of the other ones just for simplicity. And then we need to go to our Squarespace website. So this is just an empty Squarespace 7.1 website that I'm using for demo purposes. We're going to need to click on the Design tab here. We're going to click Custom CSS, and then if we scroll down, there's a button that says Manage Custom Files. And if you click that, you see it says Add Images or Fonts. So we're going to click on that. And once we've clicked on that, we want to navigate to the fonts that we've downloaded. We're going to need to upload the two fonts one by one. So firstly, we'll upload the WOF2 font, and then we will upload the .wof font. And now you can see we've got a preview of the font, and we've got it in .wof2 and .wof. So the next step is to write a little bit of code, which is going to allow us to use the font inside of our website. I will put a sample in the description so you can copy and paste it if you're worried about formatting or making any kind of spelling errors. But we're going to write @font-face, and then we're going to open curly brackets. We'll write font-family, and then we're going to put apostrophes, and inside of that we're going to give it a name. So I'm going to just use custom font for this example, and we're going to end that out with a semicolon on the end. We're then going to type source, colon, URL, brackets, and we will do again some apostrophes, and in there we are going to need to put the link to our font. So we're going to start off with the WOF2 font. We're going to click Manage Custom Files, and then click on the .wof2 version of the font, and you can see that that will straight away put in a link directly to the font that we've just uploaded to our Squarespace website. We can then type format, brackets, and put WOF2 in there inside of some colons. And then we're going to type comma, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to start with URL, you don't need source again, URL, apostrophes, and this time we're going to go for the .wof font. And again, format, brackets, apostrophes, wof. And on the end here, we're going to put a semicolon to close that out. Now the next step is to identify the piece of text that we want to apply this custom font to. So to do this in Squarespace, there's a couple of different ways, and if you're not familiar with using developer tools and CSS, you may need some assistance from a developer with this. But I'm going to open up the inspect element or the developer tools, and I'm going to apply it to this text here that says supporting education and innovation. And as you can see here, it has highlighted the element, which is an H2 element. And if you look slightly up the tree of elements, you'll see there is a block or an element which has ID equals block dash and then a load of random numbers. And this is what we're looking for, so we're going to double click on this, we're going to copy that, and we are going to go down a couple of lines, press hash, paste that in there, and then whatever element type is showing up here, so it might say H2, it might say H3, it might be an H1, or it might be a P, a paragraph element. We're going to type the type of element after the ID. So here it's an H2. Open curly braces, go down a line, and we're going to type font family, colon, apostrophes, and then in here we're going to type whatever we called our font in the first step. So for me it was custom font. I'm going to type that in, and then I'm going to put a semicolon. And as you can see, that has now loaded in my custom font that I downloaded from the dafont.com website. So you could do this throughout the website. You can also apply it to, different pieces of text. So if you don't just want to use it in one place, but you want to apply it to all of the H2 elements, you could easily just remove the IDs targeting selector and leave that in as a dot for all H2 elements. And yeah, any questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to try and help in the comments, but otherwise thanks for watching, and I will be back with another video soon.